Hey everyone, welcome to Susie's Space. This little class is designed for just before you go to bed. Of course, you can practice it at any time that you need a defrag, a de-stress, and just a relaxation. It's just a gentle little sequence of yin style poses to help us to relax in the physical body. So it's not a class that's going to push us in any way. It's just taking our bodies into shapes that we can get really comfy in. So I have a couple of blocks, a couple of blankets, my bolster handy. I've got a scarf to put over my eyes at the end of practice or at any time during practice. Turn the brightness down on your screen if you're planning on jumping into bed straight after this, and prepare the bed waiting for you. So let's actually start in child's pose. So child's pose can look a couple of different ways. You can either come forward with knees together and just make your way down, rocking the hips gently. You can stack the hands underneath the head. You can massage the forehead a little here. Feels really nice to just let the weight of the head drop down into the hands and just roll the forehead on the hands. You can have the arms down by the side and the forehead on the ground. You can have a blanket or maybe a little bit more up high in your thigh crease that you can rest on and stay up a little bit higher. If that's the case, you can grab a block. And this takes some weight out of my heels, so I'm not pushing too hard down on my shins and fronts of my feet. So play around and find a position for you that feels really nice. You can take the knees a little wider if you like, and you can just drop down. So let's just settle in here. Find the breath, whatever position you've chosen, just come to stillness. Make sure you feel really supported. Relax the tongue, relax the jaw. Close the eyes and let the body be heavy. So allow yourself to really feel the pull of gravity. So that will be the focus of the whole class, is just allowing yourself to feel the pull of gravity. Eventually feeling the pull of gravity into deep surrender to sleep. Feel the breath in the belly coming in and out of the nostrils. Feel the rib cage softly expanding and contracting with the breath. And feel yourself absolutely effortless except for the breath. Let everything else get heavier and heavier. And if you feel like you're dropping down closer to the ground, by all means remove supports and earth the forehead. Or turn the head to a side, whatever feels right for you. As your jaw and your face softens, feel your head getting heavier. Feel your neck softening. Feel your shoulders releasing. Your spine lengthening. Your rib cage opening. Your pelvis getting heavier. Take a few more breaths here. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, follow it all the way to the end. And then use your hands under your shoulders to push you up. Just enough to bring the knees a little closer if they're apart. They don't have to be touching. And then we're going to inhale here. As I exhale, I walk my left hand a little forward and I take my right hand under and I bring my head to the ground, or I grab a block or a book or something here and I let myself be nice and heavy again. My left hand and arm are relaxed. My right hand relaxes and I just feel a nice gentle stretch through the shoulders. So sensations through this practice won't be too much. We don't want to ignite or excite the body at all here. We're really just looking at surrender and release. So use whatever supports you like. So you can just drop in. Close the eyes. Feel the breath. Take 3 more breaths here. Then use your left hand, push up. Take a moment in the center just to feel what's going on here. And then when you're ready, let's inhale and exhale. Thread our left arm through. Find your position here. Rock the hips. Make sure you're comfy. Settle in. Remember, you can have something in between your legs, your calves and your hamstrings. You can have something in between your belly and your thighs. Offer yourself comfort. Take 3 more breaths here. Then use your right hand to push into the ground. Lift yourself up. Rock your hips again. Reestablish your center. And let's just drop down again for a few more breaths. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And bring the hands down. Push into the hands. And let's come to sitting on our bottom. Lengthen through the legs. Lean back onto the hands. Shrug the shoulders. And just rock the legs a little. Feeling the blood rushing back. It was a bit of compression for the legs. Feeling the sensations. Being okay with the sensations. And then walk the hands forward. Grab one of your blankets and prop yourself up. We're going to come into a wide leg position here. Not your widest ever. Remember, we're not wanting to stress the body in any way here. This is about comfort. Just releasing tension before we go to bed. And then I come right forward to the edge of my blanket. If you feel like you're slumping back and there's a rounding in your spine, offer yourself more height. Grab a pillow or something to sit on. And then I'm going to grab my block and another blanket. You can use couch, cushion, bolsters. You can pile things up in front of you. I'm going to pop a blanket over this to make it nice and soft. I'm going to pop my fingers on the ground. I'm going to inhale, lift up tall. Lengthen through the heels and then totally relax my legs. So let the thighs be nice and heavy. And then I'm going to inhale again. Exhale, bring the chest forward. So keeping the spine nice and long. Now remember, we don't want to go too deep into sensation. So meet yourself at about 30 to 40% of your ability to come forward. And then you may just decide to stop here, put the hands on the ground. And then you can round the back a little. You can drop the chin. Make sure the legs are relaxing, the tongue and the jaw. Or you may continue to just come forward. Keep walking the hands forward. Pop your head on a support. Relax the arms. And then drop in. So wherever you're at here, be satisfied with a little less than usual. Feel the breath. And with every exhale, imagine your thighs getting heavier and heavier and heavier. If there's too much sensation through the legs, bring them a little closer together. Relax the feet, the ankles, the knees, the pelvis. Settle into a breath. Make it even. Even inhale, even exhale. And then just let go of it. So we're kind of setting ourselves up for a nice rhythmic pattern, but then also setting ourselves up just to let go as well. So take a few rounds of breath, a nice even rhythm, and then let go and just watch what happens. Maybe gaps appear in the breath. Maybe they don't. We're not really wanting to construct anything in particular. It's not that kind of practice. We're just learning, witnessing, feeling, surrendering, preparing for rest. Sometimes the body-mind complex requires preparation for rest. And this is something you can offer it if it resonates with you. It's a wonderful practice. Notice if anything's starting to grip through the legs, through the buttocks, through the thighs, and just ask it to release. Let the jaw hang towards the ground, softening the neck, the shoulders. Make sure your hands are relaxed. Mine are just facing up here, under the blanket, resting on my forearms. Let's take 3 more breaths. And slowly walk the hands back. Keep the head heavy. Keep everything heavy. Take the hands behind you again. Drag the legs in. And just rest back. You can rock the feet if you like. Sometimes if the mind has been really busy, if there's things we're attempting to work out in times of uncertainty, sometimes a practice like this can challenge us and we can feel a little agitated. But I find that if I don't offer myself a practice like this before bed, if I am feeling overly busy in my mind, that agitation, if it doesn't come through when I'm going to sleep, it can come through early hours of the morning. I think we all know what that feels like. So let's continue. So I find that I'd prefer to feel the agitation now in this practice, in this time before bed, and meet it with my breath and meet it with my awareness and support my physical body to surrender a little and to let go of that mental busyness. Because remember, when we're busy on a mental level, the body just follows us and the nervous system is wound quite tightly. So our next form, just pop them to the side. You can stay sitting on the blanket you're on. Bring the legs out in front. Rock from side to side to find the sit bones. Let's bring I'll mirror you. Let's bring the right knee in. The right foot in, bend the knee. And let's cross it over the midline. Now you can stay here if you like, or you can bend the left leg and bring it around. So the spine's a little upright, but we also are searching for a softness here. So the twist isn't going to be too deep. Totally fine to have your leg straight out like this. If you do, just cross it across the midline a little bit. Have this foot next to the knee, no matter which position you've taken. And let's inhale here, have the fingertips next to us. Let's exhale. Just find a place that you can hook onto the leg. It might just be the wrist here, and then relax the hand. It might be the elbow, and then relax as much as you can. And then take the right hand around behind you, so it's definitely not your deepest ever twist. We're letting the thighs be nice and heavy. So allow the right hip and thigh to drop down into the ground. So yes, there's an uprightedness of the spine, but there's a real relaxation through the jaw and the throat. Find a position. Maybe you have this hand propped up a little bit with a cushion. Find a position that you can relax your hands and arms in as much as possible, but still keep a nice upright spine. Close the eyes down. Gentle breath. Come back to watching the breath. Feel yourself getting heavier and heavier through the pelvis. Take 3 more breaths. Then on an inhale, softly unwind. Unwind the legs, just come into a cross-legged position, all legs out in front, sit upright. Feel the sensations. Feel the whole body settling. Feel the breath settling. As the body settles, the mind settles. And then let's switch for the opposite side. Let's start with the legs out in front, rocking a little side to side. Bring the left leg in. Sorry, I forgot I was mirroring you. Bring the left leg in. Take it across the midline. Settle the foot next to the knee. Really settle that foot on the ground. If you like, you can take it around like this, only if you sit back comfortably on both sit bones and you're not sitting on this foot. If it's not comfortable there, have this leg out in front. Take it across the midline just a little bit and then relax it. Let the foot go. Maybe it flops to the side a little bit. Inhale, be nice and tall. Exhale. Remember, it can just be your wrist here and then relax. It can be halfway down. It can be your elbow. Come into your twist and then walk your left hand around behind you. Remember, it's not your deepest ever twist. It's nowhere near that. We want to relax the arms, the tongue, the jaw, trapezius, in the base of the skull, across the tops of the shoulders, down through the shoulder blades, the most superficial shoulder, neck, upper back muscle. We want that to relax and not to go too deep. When you find your position and your hands and arms feel relaxed, comfortable, your seat is heavy and continues to get heavier and heavier. But there's a gentle, uplifting alertness through the spine. Settle in. Relax the tongue, close the eyes. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And unwind on an inhale. Find the legs, either lengthen them out in front or cross them. Sit up tall. Feel the sensations. Close the eyes. Let the wrists be limp. Let the hands be relaxed. Feel the heaviness through the legs. Maybe you stretch the legs out here and just lean back. Shrug the shoulders. Round the spine a little. Drop the chin to the chest. Let's take a few more breaths. And whatever position you're in, come into a upright position with the legs out in front. So rock side to side, find your sit bones, lengthen through the legs, and then just let the legs relax. Maybe pop a block in between the legs or some pillows. I'm going to pop a blanket over there again so it's nice and soft for my head. Fingertips next to you. Inhale here. Exhale, start hinging forward. Bring the chest forward. Meet your first point of resistance and just stop there. Relax the palms to the ground. Maybe you need to walk them back a little bit. And maybe this is where you stay. And you just drop your chin down towards your chest. Maybe you pile some things up here and just rest your forehead. You can stand a block up. You can put pillows on top of it. Maybe you come forward a little further. Remember, we don't want to stress the body in any way. We don't want to go into too much sensation. So find something that's super comfortable. Have the hands where they're comfy. Out to the side, palms facing up, resting on the feet, but no gripping, no pulling. Let the jaw hang. Let the thighs be really heavy. Let go of the feet. Feel the stretch through the lower back. Now, another thing that you can do, which I forgot to suggest, is you can roll up a towel or a blanket and you can actually pop it under your knees as well. If you have tight hamstrings, that's a really nice option. I'm just going to settle in here. Come back to your breath. Unwind your mind as your body unwinds. That's why it's really nice to have the forehead on something. And imagine the contents of your brain just pouring into your support. You can leave it there for the night. You can pick it up tomorrow if you want. When your mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to the sensations of heaviness, of gravity taking you down. Take 3 more breaths here. And on an inhale, walk the hands back. Keep the head heavy. Keep this feeling of staying close to the ground. Walk the hands all the way behind you. Round the spine a little. Shrug down. Close the eyes. Maybe you rock the feet gently, just very gently. Keep the nervous system really calm. Take a nice big breath. And walk the hands back in. Our last form before Shavasana will be a lovely heart opener. So I'm just going to transfer what was under my knees to about 1/3 of the way down the mat. It's going to be under the back of my heart. And I'm going to have another blanket out here ready just to give my neck some support. So you may have to rearrange the height of this when you come down. Take time to settle in. We've just come out of a forward fold, so lengthen through the tailbone, have the knees bent, feet on the ground. That always helps to stabilize the lower back. And then lean back on your support and slide all the way down until your shoulders are on the ground. If you get here and that's a little bit too high, roll to a side. I'm actually going to make mine a little lower because this is a before sleep practice. And again, even though it's very passive, I don't want to ignite anything in my body. I want things to be as subtle as possible. So I start again. Roll all the way, push all the way back with the feet. That feels better. So it's still, my chest feels very open. My shoulders are heavy on the ground. I pull this down so I can feel, maybe roll it just a little bit, maybe just a little tuck, so the natural curve of the neck is supported. It's not to make it higher, it's just so it feels like it's supported. And then find a position for your arms, palms facing up. Feels nice to be here. Now you can keep the knees bent, lengthen through the tail, keep the knees bent and just settle in. Maybe the knees drop towards each other, maybe they don't. Or you can lengthen the legs out if that feels right for you. It doesn't matter what position you take with the legs here. Feel the shoulders heavy on the ground. Feel the back of your heart center relaxed into your supports, getting heavier, yielding to your supports. As that happens, the front area, your chest feels like it's expanding and opening, but not too much. Feel the support through the cervical spine. Get totally comfortable. Relax the tongue, close the eyes, settle in. You can have an eye pillow or a scarf here if you like. Really tune in to the feeling of gravity pulling you down, down away from whatever happened in your day, down away from your mental landscape, into your physical body, into your breath. Feel the heaviness, the weightiness, the surrender, the effortlessness. Let your mind attune to all of that, the sensations. Come back to your breath here. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Slowly bend the knees one at a time. Stay heavy. Roll to a side. Push up just enough to bring your blanket out. And maybe you bring it down under your thighs or your knees. Maybe you keep this blanket under your head and neck, or you grab a pillow. Lengthen through the legs. Take the arms wherever they're comfortable now. Let there be space between the body and the arms. Make sure your hands aren't touching anything. Let your legs be wide. Let your feet flop directly into Shavasana. In Shavasana, notice the breath. And notice as you drop deeper and deeper into gravity, drop deeper and deeper towards sleep. Is there a gap in between the exhale and the inhale? Between the inhale and the exhale? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Just watch. Feel your shoulders getting heavier. Your arms. Your hands. Your shoulder blades. Your spine. Your hips. Your legs, your feet, your neck, your head. Your whole body and your breath dropping deeper and deeper into rest, preparing for sleep. When you're ready to slip into bed, very gentle movement of fingers and toes. Roll to a side. Take yourself to bed. I'll sign off here. Namaste.